So welcome again to the Red Chair. Today we have a good friend, Fred Gil.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
You're a super well-known sports personality, particularly in tennis.
Tennis, yeah.
Great to see you here.
Thank you.
You know that we like to have, high caliber athletes at the Red Chair for a reason. We believe that, there's a lot of parallels between high performance athletes and entrepreneurs. Yeah. But first of all, tell us about your brilliant career. Who is Fred Gil?
Thank you, Stefan, for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here. I agree with what you're saying about the parallel between a high performance athlete and a high performance entrepreneur, or some person with success in their business or in their life. So I believe, first of all, as we were speaking, I believe a lot in the dream, in the vision, and how can we make it happen. That's the key that we were speaking. That many people sometimes they dream, but they're not able to make it happen. And I believe that first of all, we should have the dream and the vision, but second, we should really proceed every day and every moment to make it happen, and how to.
And that's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
So when did you start playing tennis?
So I started home. Basically, my grandfather was a professional soccer player from Benfica.
Oh, really?
And also my father. So I come from an athlete's family. So
that's tradition in the family.
Yeah,
So, but you didn't pick football. You picked tennis.
I picked tennis in the beginning. I was playing more soccer than tennis. But as we were also speaking, the personality, I choose tennis. Not only because I was more talented, but I had talent for both. I was really good soccer too, really good. But what made me choose tennis instead of soccer was I couldn't deal with the fact that I gave it all and my team, they were not giving it all, and I could not have the control. In tennis, it depends on me. And I said, if it depends on me, I'm safe because I give 100%, so I will succeed. And in soccer, I couldn't have this control.
It's a team game.
It's a team.
It's harder.
So I had very difficulty to deal with. They don't want.
Motivation level.
Yes.
The coach.
Yes.
Different clubs.
So what made me choose tennis was the fact that I have the control of. I put all. Even I win or I lose, but
It's up to you.
It's up to me. So that was the main decision. Was that.
And at what age was this?
So around maybe 8 to 9, more or less. 8 to 9, I started to
be serious about it.
To be more serious about it.
You thought you wanted to be a professional tennis player at that age, more or less?
No, at 13 to 14, I was clear. I said home because until there I was playing soccer and tennis. But after 8, 9, as I said, 10, I start more to the tennis. And one episode that happened was Juan Carlos Ferrero, that is now the coach of Alcaraz. Mm-hmm. He was number 1 in the world in juniors, and he was preparing Roland Garros, and he had a satellite to play in Cascais. And his coach was friend of my family group, tennis group, and they asked one of the families, the tennis family, if we can give a house for a month that Juan Carlos was coming with the team to prepare Roland Garros. And he was playing the international tournament in Cascais. So we gave the house for Ferrero and his team.
So you had access?
Yes, I was 12. And my family gave the house because we had the tennis and we were friends for them. And he was number 1 in the world. Nike sponsor. He was preparing Roland Garros to win. And I spent 1 full month with him and his team. I missed school.
Right?
Amazing. And that time I was like, wow.
This is what I want.
Yes. And to be thankful,
the role model, right?
Yes, to be thankful from that month, they offered me 3 to 4 weeks in their academy in Spain at that time. So at 13, I went there, and when I came back, I was so clear. I want to be like Ferrer, I want to be professional, and then I was really I went for it.
But did you have the full conscious of how hard it was going to be to become, a senior player?
Zero conscious, zero. Just the belief that the dream or I had the will. I don't know. I had the will to.
First of all, you loved it, right? You had to love it, right?
Yes, I loved it, and I was good at it. Also, it was I was talented.
You were natural.
I was talented.
Talent.
Yes. So because I think this is also nice to say, as I started. with 3 or 4, I started with adults in the house, really fun, copying my father or the others. And at 5 years old, they put me to play a tournament. And I was so used to play with the adults that my first tournament, when I played with the kids, was super easy. I won the first tournament. So
Right.
I won the bike. I had a very good feeling. I went for the second tournament.
You won again.
I won again.
So
So
you-
for me,
Gave you confidence.
yes, going to play tennis or going for a tournament was always a very good feeling since the beginning. So I think that was like also like the key of
Motivation as
my
well.
motivation and being happy. When I go to inside the tennis court, I'm happy. So, and I think maybe I had the luck of the ADN from athletes, strong legs, fast, the talent, and then like I don't know. I remember my grandfather always since young to teach me how to breathe, how to run. You know, like he was on the biking. He was a professional athlete, so he was on the biking, and I have to follow him. But really happy. I have really good memories of that. You know, how to hold, how to run, how to do the things.
So the importance of having role models, right? I think many times we speak about entrepreneurs, and if they don't have people around them that they can follow,
Yeah.
admire, it's very hard when you're the first. You were also obviously a role model. You are now a role model for so many people, but you had some people around you that were good role models for
Yes.
you to follow, to inspire you, and and you were good at it. So the whole thing came together.
Yes, and I believe this. If this person is the person that you love, for example, the father, the grandfather, or the coach, these are the keys or the key people that make you believe more or transcend. You know, if that person's give you the right coaching or the right words or the right, you know, I believe a lot on that part. The more also the spiritual part, but it's true. Like if your father, that is a person that you love, really can put you on thinking on the right side, or the coach makes the difference. So yeah, I would say my father, my ex-coach Cunha Silva, my grandfather, and I'm talking about 3 persons, but they were completely key.
At the beginning.
Key. Paulo, I had 3, 4, 5 persons that really made me believe more or make it happen.
And then you went, you at 13, you decided that. And then when did you become a professional? At what age?
So at 13, 14, I kind of said home, like, I want to be like Ferrero, professional. At 14, my results were getting like super good at the national level. That federation invited me to join the elite group that was in Centro de Alto Rendimento, in Jamor, that they already do like morning, afternoon physical, already some mindfulness. So it was like super nice. At 14, we were already working hard and having an international program sponsored by the federation for us to start to travel internationally for the international events. So at 15, I start to travel worldwide, like to Italy, to America, to play the best tournaments in the world. And at 17, I was top 10 in the world juniors. So was a very good boost from.
How did you manage to combine that with school, by the way? Was it something that was very difficult?
Was a bit hard. I was, as we were speaking, I was in a private college before, in Colégio Vasta Gama, that I love the college, I feel also my education and my principles were really formed there. But when the federation invited me to go to full-time plan, the college, they could not follow that. I could not.
You couldn't
stop.
attend.
No, they said we cannot change the rules because of you.
Yes.
So I was super sad, and then I had the. When you are a high performance athlete, also at 14, you have the right to have a special education program, but only on the public school. So really, my mom is teacher, so she helped me a lot on that. I went to Collares, to her school, to be the first person to implement at 14 years old this specific program. So basically, I was able in the beginning at least just to have lessons in the morning and to have the full afternoon to practice. And after 1 year, I had the full day to practice. I had special exams in a specific dates, but it was really hard to be on tournaments worldwide, international, and go to the room after the matches. You just want to be in the club to go study a bit, because when you land in Lisbon, you have like 6 exams in a row, and it was a bit bad seen also from the other persons on the school. So he just arrives here 1 week. He's the son of the director. I was a bit bad seen by the turma, by the.
It was hard, by the other students.
Yes, was hard. I felt like different. Was hard. I came from the college, like really well dressed. I was a bit different, but my dream of become one of the best in the world was so much higher than the critics of the daily things that I just
in a way,
disconnect.
when you're different, you have to be willing, number one, to give up a few important things, right? And number two, you have to be willing to take criticism, right? Because if you're going to be on the spotlight once you are a high performance athlete or an entrepreneur, right? Everybody's going to be criticizing you. You're going to have enemies, and you're going to have to make choices.
Yes.
Was that the case, more or less?
Yes, but I think, for example, again, the dream or the goal or the vision was so much bigger and so much higher inside me than that parts that we just put apart,
Right?
Yeah.
If you have a passion and the vision, you overcome all those things.
Yes.
With your role models side by side. And so.
Yeah, it's not easy, but I believe that when you really want something, we are capable of.
And by the way, if you can't do that, you're not going to reach the vision, right? If you don't put those things to the side, and if you don't believe in yourself as an entrepreneur or an athlete, you're not going to make it, right?
No, I don't. I don't believe. Yes.
And then so you turned pro at 17. You're top 10 in the world, incredible, and then came the big league.
And then the big league started, like really hard phase. Really hard phase, because you come from being the top of the junior, and suddenly you have 0 points on the main circuit.
And everybody's much older.
And you have to go for the qualifyings of the satellites, futures. You really, we call
nobody knows
the jungle. We call that phase like the jungle, because it's really hard with 17, 18 to go to play with 20s, 30s, 40s. It's open circuit. You just out there, it's really hard. Some players, they got the luck to have already wild cards for the main events that gives you a boost.
They have the right sponsors or the right
or right invitations
from their federation.
Yes,
right?
And then they put you already in a main draw in a big, and then you pass rounds and you go faster.
Right.
Some other they should go really.
Like you.
Yes, I had to go really to the jungle. So I had one wild card here in Estoril Open.
Of course.
And I did straight away quarterfinals, was really good. But the rest of the year, I had to go struggling. So I assume I took around 3 to 4 years from the 18 to 21, 17 to 21, really hard, with a few international points, with big sponsors, but was very hard. But then from 21 to 23 was already again a big boost.
Amazing.
And then 23 I was already in the top 100 in the world. And then I did it for around 5 years, from 22 to 28. I stayed there for 5 years. That is not easy. But from 17 to 21.
Period, it's a little bit like what we see in the startups, where basically they grow very fast at the beginning. And then suddenly, to have another period of growth, you have to think again about everything and redo your product, redo, who are the clients, what is the new product market fit, where are you going to invest? So there's all this parallel, right? You go very fast at the beginning, then you hit a ceiling where you hit the big boys, the competition. And then suddenly, how do you overcome that, right? You have to be willing to go through that period and reinvent yourself. Did you?
Reinvent, and sometimes just ride the wave. You just need to stay there, because sometimes it's normal. You just need to accept and try to be a bit better every day.
You need to survive. That's what you said. You have to keep at it and not give up, right? Yes. A lot of people give up, I'm sure.
Yes, and that's the phase 17s that most of the people, they retire or they quit and they go to university, or they do completely different life.
Because it's too hard.
Or it's not for me. Or I am not able. Yes, that's
so. Most juniors at that age,
Yes.
they like, okay, now the big boys, not for me. I can't do it.
Yes.
So the ones that stick at it and have the talent and the stamina.
That was key. My coach, that he had the experience of being really a top 200, top 100 professional, that he really teaches me how to, and I was like him. I had the quality, but he had the mindset, and he really teach me how to stay, how to deal, how to which tournaments to go. But it took years. It took years of investment, of perseverance, of defeats, of winnings, but not much. So, but then suddenly it's crazy. Suddenly the year that I win my first future, I win the same year the first challenger. So something that is like you cannot sometimes explain and understand, but it happened.
Suddenly you're up
from
there.
One round sometimes to win one, and then I go to the next category and I win the next category the first time I was there. So it was like, wow, and then from there was really fast.
Yes.
So and sometimes I don't even understand, but it's like it happened.
Right.
And it was not because I was working more or
but something clicked, right?
Clicked and we were doing the right work. That was my coach. The coach, he was right. He was really doing even the right work already from here, but he was doing here. So then
bring you up.
Yes, and then he.
Again, the parallel with startups that we see is if you have obviously the right investors, they can bring you from point A to B, even when you're not looking at it. And the other thing is, when we advise a lot of times our startups, and particularly our founders, to have coaches, not tennis coaches,
but
people, other types of coaches. But sometimes there's a bit of resistance from the founders. They don't understand that if you're a high performance entrepreneur, you need a coach. In addition to your investors that might help you go from A to B, from Series A to B, for example, or something like that, you need that advisor, independent advisor that can actually train your mind, train your sort of attitude, so that you surround yourself with the right team. Keep you on track.
I believe 100% on, and I do the parallel for a career. To be, for example, a top tennis player, you can't do it by yourself. Like, it's impossible. You sit to talk with all the top. They have a team around minimum 6, 7, 8 persons, because
the physical, the mental, the technical,
the nutritionist, the planner, the manager. Like, it's like an enterprise. You are like a small, yes. Of course. So and I don't know, but sometimes it makes no sense to go alone too. Like, it makes sense to go with the right people, no?
Right.
I don't know.
Of course, sometimes you have these people that do everything alone, but it's rare, and it's the exception, right? I mean, you can do it, but it's super rare, more and more, because it's so competitive, right?
In sports, I don't believe you can do it alone. Honestly, no. It's impossible. Like,
this guy,
Kyrgios is a bit, but he's not alone. He's too much. He's more alone than others because his personality, but he still has coach, he still has the team, he still has, he makes a bit the show too, but he's a bit different too.
I have a story fun with Kyrgios, because I was, speaking at the Web Summit, and basically when we were going into center stage, there was someone said, "Oh, here's someone you should meet. Here's Nick." And I was like, "Oh, hi, Nick." And I asked, "So what do you do?" And he said, "Oh, I play tennis." And I was like, "Okay." So are you like? It's my ignorance about tennis was so much. This was last November, right? Yeah. I had never heard of Nick Kyrgios, right? And he's like, "Yes, I'm Nick Kyrgios. I play tennis." I was like, "Okay, so are you like a big tennis player?" And he's like, "Kind of."
It's super. You can beat
He's a character, right?
He's a character. Yes, so he's super talented. Yes, one time he invited me in Estoril Open to warm me up for the semifinal, and then he said, "Please come to the box," to kind of help him a bit coaching. He really liked it. Me too. We have a bit relationship. He's a funny. But he's really hard to be on his side. Like, I was with his coach at the time. It was really hard. He really
a difficult relation.
Yes.
Must
so
be very
people
hard
leave him.
coach.
Yes, it's very difficult. So
Yes, but so And then, of course, your career on that level came to an end. You still play. You just won another. I think you were world champion, right?
I became world champion after 35. So the international tennis, they opened a new league, the Young Seniors Worldwide Circuit, that I became champion. Yes, and I like to keep this like.
You love the competition.
I love the competition.
Love the game.
I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
So I love the game, and it's a way for myself to stay active a little bit, but in a different level. A different level, and
but still globally. Still
globally, and more and more money also coming for this league. Now in Hong Kong, actually I was invited to the biggest prize money tour of this Young Seniors League, and actually it's super nice. It's nice to play.
Tennis, there's a lot of money in tennis, contrary to other sports, which don't have so much. So that's great. But you are also becoming an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
You have an incredible project, a tennis project, something that has never been done in Portugal.
Yeah.
And I can see the drive that you have as a competitor setting up. Why did you decide to become an entrepreneur? Why did you not just give, tennis classes and just sit quiet somewhere?
No, because that's not me. Because as my career, I was top 10 in the world junior and 60 in the world senior. Like I want my project of tennis to be like top in the world. Like this is something that I have passion. Now it's not in the court, it's on the business. So it's on the, and I have the passion. I have the vision of making really fun, really international, connect the tennis with completely different
You're
aspects.
Trying to integrate technology also, more technology
art,
in coaching, right?
Yes, technology, art, gastronomy, tourism. Now we're doing a big partnership. We started here in Portugal with Hotéis Vila Galé. We're going to bring international families to have tennis holidays. So it's something that is super fun to be known by tourism, tennis holidays, vacations.
There's so much potential there,
So much potential. The hotels, they have the courts. Nobody is running the courts. No. I know how to run the courts. I can give branding. I just need to organize all the business side. And I assume I have the vision. I have the contacts. I have the name. I have the branding. I just, from the business side, I'm an athlete.
Right.
So I did not study business.
Right.
I just have the will and the
So you need to surround yourself with people that
so
know that, and you probably need the capital as well.
That's it.
To do
that's
it, right?
it. That's the next
but
step.
you have the contacts and you know what the market is.
Yes, and I am so clear in my mind what I need to do to achieve what I dream and really. Now we're going to put technology on the courts, like cameras, sensors, like to give more information to, you can rent a court and you have more information that we're going to put art on the court. Like I want to make it really fun.
More fun.
And more special.
More data, right?
More
data for not only for the professionals,
but
for anyone.
Social, for all.
So you know how fast your ball went,
yes.
If you hit it right,
how many forehands you hit, how many kilometers you run, what do you need to work more? If it's the ball, how many balls at the net, how many balls deep, how many balls on the side. So to have more information.
For anyone.
For anyone.
Which is something that nobody has ever done, apparently.
No.
Only in the big academies for the professionals.
Yes, on the Moratoglu in Nice, and Rafa is doing a bit. And here, I want to put my project on that
at
level.
That level.
Yes,
And do you inspire yourself? I mean, are you ready for the journey as an entrepreneur? Do you think that your learnings as an athlete will give you the tools to go through the ups and downs, because there's going to be ups and downs in the journey?
I think so. Mentally, I'm no doubt. Mentally, I'm prepared, and I think 80% is mental. But then is also the knowledge. So it's a new world for me that I'm really happy. For example, being here with you is such a pleasure. And a great feeling to connect with people that I admire and I see that makes sense to connect. And then for me, that is entrepreneurship, and the rest, I think we human beings have the capacity to also to learn, to improve, to learn, to be humble, to accept,
to build a team,
to invest, what
is the name of the project?
So
Remind
my
us.
project is Fred Gil Tennis. Like I was starting as Fred Gil Academy, but like I changed the name to Fred Gil Tennis because
Which is more
tennis
broader.
is tennis is it includes everything.
Yes,
That can be
tourism.
academy inside, tourism, like events. Yeah. So I want to bring tennis up. I want to bring. I was the pioneer as a professional, and now I want to be the pioneer as a really professional and modern
Businessman.
tennis project.
Yes.
That I would love to have also connected the paddle a bit to the tennis, because it makes sense to do these country clubs, to do a big club that we have the hotel all like a resort, like a facility that can be like, as Moratoglu has, a Disneyland of tennis. Imagine a resort that you can have swimming pools, you can have the spa, you can have the golf, you have the like a Disneyland of tennis. Imagine this is super, super nice. And
It becomes a destination in itself,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yes, particularly in a country like Portugal, you
Yes,
have the perfect conditions,
that's
right?
what the better academies are doing. That's what I want to do here in Portugal. I believe this is like amazing country to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fred, we wish you all the luck. Congratulations on all that you
Stefan.
have achieved.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here, and good luck with the
Obrigado.
project.
Obrigado.
Good to see you.
Stefan, thank you so much.